I'm assuming you're John or Rochelle?
Yes.
All right, welcome. Well, I think everybody that needs to be here is here, so we'll get started. A public hearing before the ZBA of the town of Sullivan will be held Thursday, February 11th, to consider the application of John and Rochelle, SBL 32.1-8 for property located at 1044 Filer Road for an area variance for a lot size square footage. The existing lot has 41,000 square feet and requires a minimum of 50 to allow and convert an existing building into an apartment. The above application is open for inspection at the Town of Sullivan office building during regular business hours. Persons wishing to appear at such a hearing may do so by person, attorney, or other representative. All right, so we're going to come up and tell us what you're doing. So we realize you got a house and another building on the property, and you want to convert the other building into a house.
Basically just a little one-room apartment. It's just for my daughter and her son so that she can come back home. The building was rehabbed, it had new insulation and sheetrock in 2003, and new roof collar ties, was all done that in 2004. So, but it's gonna need shingles on it now, but it doesn't leak or anything as far as that goes.
And you plan on hooking up to your current sewer system with your house? And,
yes.
And getting the power from the house?
It already has power currently from the house now. And as far as the heat, I'm gonna have electric baseboard heat as far as that goes. But the water and septic will be run to the house.
It's not of our concern, but as far as the septic, you have to like resize the system or something like that, or you don't really?
You'll have to get a septic engineer to just look at your existing system and see if the additional bedroom will handle, this existing leach field will handle that additional bedroom.
Okay.
Because they're all sized based on the number of bedrooms.
Right. Okay.
That could either be by letter from an septic engineer, or you may have to add a leg on the existing septic system.
Okay.
Just depending on the size.
Thing is, probably a house that old, nobody probably has a design, or, or can an engineer find out?
Yeah, an engineer will be able to
tell how many feet of, okay.
Yeah. He'll do a dye test.
And obviously you're hooking up two houses up together, so.
Is this between Duval and Brownell, right?
Yes.
So it's LR40?
Yes.
Is Matt Brownell directly behind them too or not?
Yes.
Yes.
But they still are. I was wondering if the industrial, but it doesn't, so it skirts around. So the only industrial is exactly Matt Brownell and none of it.
Okay. So the issue that we're running into is that it's a two-family dwelling. This would make it a two-family dwelling situation, and that's allowable in an LR40, but you got to have 50,000 square feet.
Correct.
And they're only going to have 41,000 square feet.
Correct. And the only other option would be to subdivide the property, but then you'd be creating a non-conforming lot, which you can't do.
Right. You need two variances. How are they on the existing, it already exists, so it's not like the frontage.
Correct.
The frontages don't matter, the sides, but is it in compliance or is it a non-conforming on the front setback and all that stuff too?
Do we have a copy of the survey?
I got it right here.
What's the closest
It's
size
52.
to the house?
It's 52, so it's good.
So
It's good. Yep.
All right.
Okay. So it's just an area variance.
Correct.
And in theory, correct me if I'm wrong, but in theory, the reason that it would be a concern, the reason you have a 40,000 or 50,000 minimum is primarily because of septic concerns, that kind of thing, right? But he wouldn't be able to complete this without approval from a septic engineer anyways. He wouldn't be allowed to get a certificate of occupancy, even if he did all the rehab he wanted to do. If he doesn't pass if you don't get anything from an engineer saying that the septic's okay, he can't get a certificate of occupancy anyways, is that right? Okay,
It's a health department issue.
right. Okay,
Obviously, you're hooking up all the utilities, so you have no thoughts of someday separating them and selling it as a separate property, but, you know, that'll never happen, you know, so.
No.
okay.
That's mainly because of the it would be creating a non-conforming lot.
Right. Nowhere near enough road frontage.
And there's nobody here to speak for or against this. And we haven't gotten any letters or anything from any of the neighbors. Trying to think. Do I have comments from the planning board?
Yeah, they see no adverse impact.
Okay. Does the board have any further questions?
Who's got this?
Ryan?
Ah, okay.
So we're gonna discuss this here in a few minutes and probably make our decision. You're
The public hearing's open?
still open, yes.
What are we doing with who's online? Is anybody online right now? Katie, is anybody online?
Yeah.
Because you're asking because,
Somebody makes a comment online, if they make a comment, she can read it and then we'll have it.
okay.
I don't think there's gonna be. Then you, at some point, you'll close the public hearing.
Yeah.
That'll put that to an end.
Chat is disabled, so. No, nothing as of yet. And I
Okay,
think-
so we're gonna discuss it in a few minutes and probably make our decision tonight, so.
Hey, can we tie a decision in his favor to him playing peacemaker with his neighbors across the street?
Yeah.
You can negotiate, if you can, be Jim
That's
Carter,
the-
go make peace across the street.
Is that still going on or not? I thought that was over.
The fence is still up. I think it got bigger
I
and
think
more
it's
colorful.
different colors now.
Different color.
Oh,
Yeah.
the people, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering what we're talking about, yeah, that's terrible.
Talking about that nasty fight that's been going
Yeah.
on for years.
Okay, so I'll closing the public hearing. All right, so thank
Okay.
you. We'll discuss it. You can call in the morning and find a decision, okay?
Okay, thank you, fellas.
There you go.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Do we have precedent that 9,000, a variance for 9,000 feet is substantial or not? Doesn't seem like.
That's your judgment. You guys have to decide in the context of the neighborhood and what you're looking at, what you think would be substantial in the context of this application. So, sometimes 9,000 might be, other times it might not be.
Oftentimes we look at that, the amount of variance for that question, we'll look at it proportional to what it is. So a 20% variance, we would usually say is,
Yeah,
we usually feel like it's substantial.
right. All right, so all these are type 2 negative.
Yeah, so you got a type 2 action. This is a single variance for, they're only requesting one variance on a residential lot, so that's a type 2. So you're done with your seeker.
Whether undesirable change would be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties.
Really isn't much of a
No.
change.
I'm inclined to say no,
I would
No.
say no.
because it's it's an existing structure.
Mhm.
They're not adding anything.
Just improving it, so,
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully improving it, yes.
yeah.
The difference it would make on a neighborhood is more of a down the road difference of if it turns into a rental unit for somebody with 3 kids.
Mhm.
Or,
Yeah.
a married couple, a couple that's living together and married and you got 2 cars going in and out that wouldn't normally be a single. But
But even then, it's
it's not a major impact.
a neighborhood like that anyway, so.
Yeah.
They're saying no to undesirable change.
Correct.
Because you get the existing, the structures are existing
Right, I just said it fits the nature of the neighborhood. Whether the benefits sought by applicant can be achieved by a feasible alternative to the variance. No.
No.
Because you'd have to tear down the existing structure.
Property,
Yeah, subdivide,
Can't
add on the
subdivide.
house.
you'd have to buy other property and put up a new building.
Yeah.
Pay rent to somebody for it. And you know, the other, if we wanted to, we could make them go through showing why the daughter's gotta move home and financial hardship there. But we usually don't get into that kind of stuff.
If you did a subdivision, you'd be looking at more variances anyway.
Right.
So even if you split it,
And a worse long-term outcome.
yeah, and then you'd have a trickier thing with septic and well water.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's not really feasible.
Do you think he's gonna be able to connect that to the existing septic? Okay. That seems like it'd be crazy expensive to go through all that. Just build an in-law suite in the house you got. This could be one of those ones where we grant the variance and then nothing comes of it.
Whether the requested variance is substantial, I'm inclined to say yes, but not a determining factor.
Sounds good.
What you do to your arm?
Fell cross-country skiing and tore my rotator cuff.
Where? Vermont?
Alaska.
Alaska?
Where else?
All over.
Where else would you tear the road in?
Well, he's got family in Vermont now. So I
Oh,
thought
I didn't
maybe
know
he went
that,
to
Vermont too.
Where'd you go to Alaska for this time of year?
Best time to get away from the farm. It was back in early December that I did it, and surgery was a couple of weeks ago. Dr. D did it, and
I thought that you guys went out there before because you had Martina out there. She's out there.
yeah, but Sam is.
Oh, she's still out there?
They went back out there.
Oh, my goodness. It's crazy.
They decided that's where they want to live.
Wow. Good for them.
Nobody in their right mind would live in Alaska.
In the winter, It was 55 below up at Cliff's house in Central last night, yesterday. 55 below.
I would walk outside and spit just for the experience.
Oh, they throw cans of water in the air and they just,
That's
so nothing will run. You gotta put a tarp over the car and put a jet heater underneath it to heat it up and plug it in.
Okay,
And-
they
Before
got
you
your
can run.
transmission too, you're saying? Because I know most of the cars you can see they got plugs where you can plug them in, but you're right, you got your transmission and everything else.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So he has to go out and heat it up for a good hour and a half before he can even try to start it,
I'll make a motion that the benefit to the applicant outweighs the detriment to the neighborhood, and therefore the variance being sought is approved as submitted.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any
Were there any conditions to the approval, except the septic design? approval?
Right, as long as, you know.
I mean, at the bottom line is, he's gotta have your, I have the planning notes.
It says, the renovated structure meets,
Current building codes.
Shares common septic.
And the shares the same septic, water, electric, and mail address. I don't know why they put mail address, why is that important?
Wait, so we're saying no for would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental?
Right, yeah, no on physical environmental.
Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created?
Yeah, that's a yes, or self-created, but again, that's not.
Yeah, we could put those two
Like
conditions.
Mike is saying, when you
But are
balance it out, it still tips in favor.
My
of the
question is,
applicant.
are those two required anyways
Or what? Two?
for a certificate of, like, am I incorrect
Oh,
in
the
thinking?
septic design, yeah, they
Am I
can't
incorrect
occupy
in
it without.
thinking that you
proper
aren't
septic.
allowed to live in a structure unless it's got a certificate of occupancy? But
Correct,
if you
yeah.
find that somebody's just living in a garage,
Yeah.
and you notice that, or the neighbors call and say, hey,
It's a
they
violation.
got somebody actually living in their garage out there, there's no water, there's no heat,
They get a
no
violation.
electrical, it's a violation, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be the same thing, and they wouldn't be able to do any improvements, any of the work, they'd be working without a permit.
Well, I mean, they could bring in their own separate water, their own separate electric, and their own septic,
Mhm.
but we're making it conditional that it's used on the same property.
Okay. So that condition is important to put on there.
Yeah.
The building codes thing is,
They gotta get that.
that's automatic, doesn't need to be stated. Okay.
Okay, so that's your.
So the condition is shared, got that, Brad?
No.
So do you have this? Those
Yes.
attestations with the minutes? Look at point 2 there. That's the condition.
Who seconded the
Shares
motion?
common septic.
Cliff,
Where am I putting that?
underneath where it's approved, you can put conditions.
There should be an area there on the second page for conditions.
It's where the approval goes.
Yeah, flip that right over there. Keep going next. Flip over. Oh, that's the second page. I'm
Bottom of the page.
sorry. Oh, standard conditions, and any additional conditions, right there. You write, you can write whatever condition.
House must be painted purple.
Match.
To match the
fence.
neighborhood.
That's right across the street from her?
Just about.
Kitty corner, yeah.
What a neighborhood.
You know, he brought a lawsuit against her, one.
Oh, he did? Who had the case? Serial?
Serial,
He directed what the fence be, either taken down or repainted?
taken down.
No kidding.
Syria
Wow.
ordered the fence come down.
Wow. Wow. Better when the judges get involved instead of us.
Because she didn't meet the requirement of painting it white.
No, because it was painted different colors that, well, the one she got the permit for, she had to paint that white.
Right.
That's from the judge. All the other fencing that goes into the back 40 and the toilets all gotta go.
Oh, the toilets too?
Oh, she's got about 80 feet of toilets.
There's a case like in
Of what?
Buffalo,
Old-
the
just old
for-
toilets?
Old toilets.
And she just collected them and lined them up.
Stacking them for a fence along the
Oh,
back property.
jeez. Where the heck would you get
I'm
that
surprised
many
the
toilets?
judge ruled that she had to remove that. I'm shocked by that.
That's art.
Yeah, there's a case out in Western New York, that exact same thing. A guy put toilets out there, put messages on it, and it was upheld as free speech.
Well, I'm all for that, especially what's happened lately. Man, oh man.
So did you guys vote or not?
Not yet, no. So, we have a resolution that's been seconded, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. I got that. So I don't know if any of the board here has taken an advantage, because you can be getting some credits through Estherbrook, what's the?
Hancock and Estherbrook, yeah.
So, and I'm
Yeah,
sure
they
if you
have a
didn't.
1 hour course on Thursday nights.
Once a month for the next
Once a
6
month.
weeks.
Is it online or?
Yeah, you go online, you register. I think it's free. You register and it's online. Yeah.
I believe I emailed you.
Yeah,
I just got it. I didn't read
I'll go
it
through and look at it.
through.
That'd be fun.
But is it you go there or is it?
No, you online.
Oh, it's all online.
All
Okay.
virtual, yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody know why Terry's not here tonight? Is he okay?
yeah, he did say he was, I can't remember if he was out of town, but he did tell us last month, and he did
He
tell us
retired.
again.
He retired and he's down south on a vacation and retired.
Good for him.
Okay.
You're
he
retired? Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
I think Friday was his last day.
Wow.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Mark, got a second.
I'll
Second.
abstain on it because I wasn't here.
Do you have a second for?
I'll second it.
Mike's? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, yes.
Any other screwy stuff to deal with?
Anything on the agenda for next month? Yeah.
Nothing yet? What's the cutoff for the agenda?
Well, it has to go to county today, because it's gotta be 30 days.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's, the 10 to 13 days.
the publication
for the
day,
public
yeah.
notice.
So you gotta meet, you're up against the publication.
Okay, so you're saying if it's a county one, they can't go then, okay.
Because you gotta give them 30
So
days
that's
on the
30
GML.
days. But you're all gonna be taking that course on Thursday, so you'll need,
But usually it's like the fourth Thursday, third or fourth.
I'm just kidding.
25th, this one. What's the purple fence you guys are talking about?
So if you head down toward the old Fire Road
We
convenience store.
should probably close the meeting before we talk.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?